And they say, you're going to get happy, or we're going to put electrodes and give you a seizure to make you forget whatever you're sad about. We're going to dull your brain so that you're not sad, because it's illegal to be sad, in essence. Basically, we don't like it when people are sad. We want you to be part of the party. We're part of this party. We're part of that party. Hey, it's a party. You have to wear the emotions that we wear. You can't be different than us. You have to keep it hidden like you did when you were 13. You go in your room and cry by yourself and feel unimaginable pain and don't tell anyone about it. And if you really must talk about it, go to a therapist where they will also tell you how to get happy. Well, what did I do? I got happy because it was that or get dead, like get a stroke, like get so much meds that I have a stroke. I mean, I weighed 120 pounds and I'm taking these big pills and I'm almost passing out and I'm feeling like popping in my head and I'm thinking, I can't do this. This is going to kill me. This is going to give me a stroke for real. This is going to kill me. This is actually going to kill me. This isn't a joke. These people are actually going to kill me. My friends are going to put poison in my body, thinking they're helping me, and it's going to kill me. So I better get happy. So what did I do? Well, I just stuck to chemistry. I just went to rice and beans and water, just working out. I said, I'll change my diet. I'll eat tons of carbohydrates. I'll drink 4 liters of water a day. I'll exercise. And I learned how to be happy. Now, my music just stopped. Okay, I need my music. Was I really happy? No, I understood at that point. You have to be insane to live in an insane world. You have to pretend to be someone you're not to get by. And this is where I wonder if I separate from Daniel. Daniel is talking about healing through psychoanalysis, going through his past, to which I think there's no end to psychoanalysis. And meditation is the way to heal. Whereas Daniel says the meditation people, the blissy gurus, are just dissociated. They're not really blissful, they're just pretending. They haven't actually dealt with their issues, and their bliss is a detachment from their sadness. And what about detaching from your happiness? Can you repress your happiness? And if psychoanalysis never ends, what's the point? Because I could almost guarantee that's what Daniel will say, that he will be healing from trauma for the rest of his life. And I feel like he will say it with a sort of glow. He'll say, and anyone who doesn't like that is siding with my traumatizers. And I give myself permission to be sad to heal. I feel like he might be defending sadness and siding with his traumatizers. But I don't know. But the point that I wonder if he has found is meditation. Because meditation is going beyond the mind and beyond the emotions. And the emotions and the mind are where the trauma lives. And the trauma goes back to time immemorial. There are generational traumas. And how far do you go back? Isn't there something beyond it? Or is the only thing that your experience is your emotions and your thinking? Do you have any connection with anything besides that? I believe that all of these gurus are fake, like Daniel says. Sadhguru, the Dalai Lama, Eckhart Tolle. The real ones are Neem Karoli Baba, Maharishi, Osho. And if you find a dimension that you haven't ever found before, what to say then about before you found it and your opinion of people who have? Can you recognize it? It took me years to recognize Osho. Many times I threw him out. I said, fuck that guy forever. I looked for evidence. I wanted to find, give me the worst on him. I didn't realize he had his grip on me so much by the time I needed to find dirt on him just to forget his haunting my dreams. Okay, this is fucked. I'm trying to be dramatic here, and there's these commercials, and I don't know if someone's messing with my iPad or what, but I can't skip them. And it gets me really fucked, and I have to actually change the song. But my iPad is just, the screen needs to be cleaned, I think. And I got a really good song on here too. So, the psychology people study the logic of the psyche. The psyche means the soul, but the psyche means consciousness, and they don't talk about consciousness at all. They talk about unconsciousness, and they say, while you're conscious, you're also unconscious. They don't even define what consciousness is. They don't even define what the psyche is. Or do they? I've never heard it, and I went to university for psychology. I've never heard them say, what is the soul? I never heard them say the word meditation. I never heard them talk about anything other than behavioralism, anything other than the mind and the emotions. And so I think the reason why I don't listen to Daniel is because he's not doing meditation, and therefore he's going through psychoanalysis, which will last forever, and he will always be incrementally growing from where he is right now. But he won't have a sudden and dramatic and ultimate categorical change in essence, to really put it down into concrete, tangible terms, we can't define what the soul is, but we can define its effects. In essence, when you haven't found meditation, your sex is your driving force, which means that your mind is in control, and your sex is cerebral, and your energy goes down towards sex. For example, when a man gets his head cut off, he ejaculates. Or when he gets hanged, because the sex energy goes down, which in the animal world, and humans are animals, sex energy goes towards the lowest parts. It all flows down and out as it dissipates and leaves you empty and relieves your stress because you can't handle the burden of having energy. And you can't handle the burden because you're tense, and you're tense because your mind is going cuckoo because you can't control your minds, because your mind isn't part of you. Your mind isn't essential to you. Your mind is a foreign thing. And when you're stuck in it, that's the worst thing that can happen. That means that your sexuality is cerebral and it goes down. And all your orgasms are a storm within a teacup, and they're just a sneeze. And you can never get enough of what isn't a good experience to begin with. You never get the full experience. So you're always desperate. You're always tense. You always have to relieve the tension. And you're either a total slouch, a total jack off, or you're a tight ass who's even more perverted and more fucked up. And it'd be better if you just busted a damn nut. But then, when you find meditation, you find a flow of energy that goes upwards within yourself, and it bypasses your mind. So when you have fucked up thoughts or good thoughts, it doesn't really matter anymore because they're outside of you anyways. They're not even part of you. They're like clouds floating around you. But your inner current is not connected to that at all, nor is it connected to your emotions, nor is it even connected to your love, which is, depending on how you define it, part of your emotions. But if you define it as your spirituality, then your love should not be part of your emotions. So earlier on, I was going into losing my meditation mode. I was fucked up. This dog kept barking at me, and I have this theory that the reason why this dog kept barking at me was because I've been talking to this honeypot, and she kept giving me ambiguity that I was interpreting as her being smarter and better than she is. She's like, "So what do you want?" I was like, "To make you come and be your friend." She's like, "Then get me the gift card." I was like, "No." And she was like, "Then forget it." And I was like, "Why would I remember it to begin with?" She said, "Thumbs up." I was like, in Jack Nicholson voice from As Good As It Gets, last word freak. One of those last word freaks. You got to get the last word. I was turned on. I was like, what is she going to write? That could turn me on. Something like that if she gets angry. But not really. No, I take that back. That it couldn't. But it did. I'm seeing I know she's writing something and she's sending a message. I know it's going to be an angry message to see how petty she is. Yeah, I was like, oh, my pupils suddenly dilate. Ooh, what's she going to say? Is that sick? Well, I wasn't engaging. I wasn't going to be, say something back. But somehow, if she's angry, it shows she's invested. So I thought, this dog has been barking at me a whole bunch today. And all my new methods, they haven't been working. So is it because I've been in a bad mood? Is it because I let this girl into my space? Ultimately, when she said, what do you want? So what do you want? I had already told her what I wanted. She was asking again. So that's why I said, like, inside you to be your friend, to tell you about leek and potato soup I want to make. And like, I want to make vegan cheese. Even though I'm eating raw vegan, I found out about getting fermenting things to culture the cheese, which you have to do. I've been watching Miyoko. Miyoko is one of my favorite people. If you want to see a spiritual person who doesn't talk about spirituality but just talks about vegan cheese, check out Miyoko on YouTube. If you are if you're one of those people who you're so traumatized that you need to fall asleep to someone's voice, who feels like a stable, calm person who you can trust, listen to Miyoko. You'll fall asleep to Miyoko. She's a fucking beautiful person. Beautiful, beautiful soul. She's like, you think you have it bad. I was coming up selling vegan cheese when no one even knew what the word vegan meant. She's like the fucking queen. Miyoko is fucking boss. Miyoko's far above the Dalai Lama. Far above Eckhart Tolle. I kept giving this girl chances, this honeypot. I kept getting the vibe. Like, she's not interested in me, and she keeps pushing on it after I told her no. And I don't understand how she's pushing on it. She's pushing on it ambiguously. So it seems like she's trying to be friends. And then she's like, no, I'm just trying to get you the money. And I'm like, ugh. Yuck. I was grossed out. I was literally grossed out. I laughed too. Before that I sent her a message. She's like, what do you want? I was like, I want you to like me. I was like, I don't know if you like me. I feel like a woman all of a sudden. I'm attracted to you. I wonder if I like you as well. It was totally honest. And then I was like, okay, I did wonder, and now I realize I don't like you. You're gross as fuck. You're disgusting. You're actually disgusting. Like, I would rather sleep with a ugly girl than you. I would rather sleep with someone who has, like, you know what? And the rest of her body wasn't good. She wasn't that. She wasn't much. I'm obsessed with hips to waist ratio. So, if you don't have much else, it doesn't matter to me. She didn't have much else, but she had a really nice face. But I was like, I feel so much better letting go of you. Holy fuck. I feel like I can deal with the stress of this barking dog now better. Like, carrying the weight of emotionally caring about this person who is using me was making me lose my spirituality. It was fucked up. Trusting the wrong person is fucked up. It's like your energy is invaded by their gross fucking claws. Why do they not understand that the money displays what a retard you are. Why do they not understand that everyone sees you're a retard? You're a snake oozing slime. Why do you not see that you're just utilitarian to the point of just using people and then being offended when they're curious why you did that? When they're disturbed that you just pretended to be someone else. You disguised yourself as a friend in order to sneak in you were a prostitute, and now you're angry that I'm treating you like a friend. Why would you not understand that that's disgusting? Like, completely disgusting. And the fact that you need a $200 Amazon gift card, why? For what? To buy puffy slippers or something? Man. Gross. No, I'm not going to go back to her pictures and start busting a nut or something. I think that's gross as fuck. You're disgusting. Yuck. I felt something was wrong with you the whole time. And now I realized what it was. Well, I'm just looking for a better song here. This is too much. I feel bad though if you haven't found meditation. That's really, it made me think of how much better Marina was, really. You know, Marina and I broke up, but I can still say she was great. You know. And when you really love someone, you want what they want. So I don't go, oh, I wish Marina would come back to me. Oh my God. She wants to be without me. I'm happy she's without me. I'm not lonely. You know what, though? I was lonely today. You know why? Robin Williams said it. Being lonely is when you're around people who make you feel alone around them. And this girl was making me feel alone. She was being really mean, really. It was veiled. And it wasn't intentional. She was just so calloused. I wouldn't want to have sex with her. I wondered, should I feel rejected? You know, maybe I'm bitter. Maybe it's not just that she's a money-hungry snake, but the real thing is that she just doesn't like me because I'm a loser. And, well, what kind of person is she that she would do something like that? Why would I care about her opinion? What kind of guy would she be with? A promoter for a nightclub or something like that. Well-connected promoter, something like that. And her shoulders were a little bit square. A little bit like, you know, wasn't into the shape of her shoulders. And, you know, not that square shoulders are fine, but there's something about them. You know, there's something about them I just wasn't into. Anyway. I'm glad she's gone. I feel way better. Like, instantly, 1,000,000 pounds of stress left me. Instantly, my meditation came back. And I had been avoiding her all day. And I was like, what's the deal? Is this me? Like, why do and I was thinking, is Daniel right? Do I have repressed sadness? And it's just not obvious because I'm a recluse. And then when I have to talk to someone, my internal issues start surfacing. And then I'm avoidant. And now I'm in a bad mood all day and I feel lonely and I've lost my meditation because I have the burden of having to have the hard work of having the growth of a real relationship here right in front of me with this super hottie. No, she was just a mean bitch the whole time. And she hit it, and my intuition felt it, and my body was saying, get out of here, this is bad. It was saying that right from the very beginning. Literally, it was saying, this is a joke, okay? This is a masturbatory experience for you and nothing else. It was saying that right from the beginning. We're talking on Quora. She says, talk to me on Gmail chat instead. I said, that's superfluous. She said, but we can't talk here because this is freezing. What she really meant is, if I solicit you here, you can get me banned off Quora. All her posts are about narcissism. I said, do you just have all those posts to try and lure disenfranchised guys? You haven't told me anything about yourself. Are you guarded? I asked her this. She didn't answer. So we're talking on Gmail then, and I say, okay, well, but before we go to Gmail, to the chat, while we're on Quora, I say there's no point in going to Gmail, but then I give it to her because she says, well, Quora's freezing, so I trust her, even though my intuition says she's lying. This is a trick. And then I say, once we're on Gmail, there's something called Gmail Meet, and we can have a FaceTime, so let's do FaceTime. She's like, no. But she still sends pictures. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to do FaceTime? Because you're a retard? Because you're getting kind of fat? You know, the first two pictures she sent were from a while ago. Then when she sent me the one with her pinky finger to show it was actually her, which I requested, then she was suddenly weighing more. And she looked, I had to think, is that the same person? I had to look closely. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's the same person. Was she nervous? I don't know. I've met some really forward, very easy to talk to escorts at the strip club, and they're all about talking, and they're like very touchy, and they're like, you know, offering it up. But you know, I talked to one who was really my friend. She was like fucking amazing. You know, I liked her. And why didn't she want to talk on Face Chat? Couldn't she have solicited there? Wouldn't it have been even better to solicit via Face? Did she not have the confidence to do it? Was she an amateur? Maybe. What I wanted to know was, is she as attracted to my body as I am to hers? Because I have these skinny noodle legs and this tiny waist. So I like girls with big waist. Or big hips, sorry. I have tiny hips. So I like girls with big hips. I have tiny waist. So I don't know, but I like girls with tiny waist too. So I don't know what that means. Because I think we're supposed to be opposite. You know, I look like Gru from Despicable Me. So I want someone who looks like the wife in The Incredibles. So I wanted to know, are you as obsessed with me as I am with you? And I wanted to know, do you like me? I just want you to come so I can come. I don't necessarily know that I like you. I wonder if I like you. I would like to know if I like you and if you like me. I think I would like to like you, and I would like you to like me, for us to be friends. And I would like to know if you also don't care if we like each other, because you find me so attractive that whether we have love or connection is completely irrelevant. And what you really care about is sex. But no, I guess she cared about money. It makes me wonder. Do you know what it makes me wonder? Makes me wonder if she has a bad smelling crotch. If she's just pigging out, if she is as loose with her diet as she is with her morals. That she just has no morals and she just eats the grossest food in the whole world. And her fucking crotch smells like her ass, and her ass smells like her double ass. Like her sit-down wind on a Brazilian butt implant. But boy, am I happy she's gone. Fucked me up all day. My friend called me. I was like, thank God. Just helped me, just talking to someone, just having a good mood to talk to someone for a minute. I went out and did the snowblowing, and I felt lonely. I felt under attack, and I felt alienated. I don't feel like that. I feel like I have the gift of friendship with everyone. I go to a public place, and if we hang out long enough, I will be friends with everyone. If there's the oldest woman in there, the 90-year-old woman, I'll be friends with her. I'll know her name. I'll know her husband's name. She'll tease with me, about like how she trains her husband to do certain things, and that may have sounded a bit weird, but do you know what I mean? I'll have a good relationship with everyone. And I feel that in general, that I'm okay and you're okay. And I have the vibes that are higher than animality. I'm a human being. I'm not an animal. I'm civilized. I'm dignified. This girl was not civilized. And I was feeling really gross outside. I was feeling at the mercy of people like a beggar. I had simply lost my meditation. I had barely had it, I was sitting down, I made a video, and I just didn't have my meditation. I was pretending to have it. Just like one of those fake gurus that Daniel talks about. I was feeling like a complete fraud. I was embarrassed even to the gang stalkers watching on the hidden cam that they are seeing me like this. And then when her and I stopped talking, which happened like 20 minutes ago, and then I had a big salad. I've had 5 avocados today, and I'm not even drinking more water. I've only drank like 2 liters of water today. This is a cheat day. There are many perks to not drinking water, such as I get to sleep without waking up to pee a whole bunch of times. I'm stoned on fat. I'm super calm. This is not good. This is weakening myself. But this is what I'm doing now. This is lowering myself. Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm deviating from the plan. But tomorrow I'm going to eat clementines. I'm going to drink more water. I've ran out of avocados. I ate so much lettuce. I got lettuce on sale. I got romaine lettuce finally. I've been waiting for that. I've been eating mixed baby green lettuce. I have romaine lettuce now. With unripe avocados. That's how desperate I was. I can't wait to sleep. I tucked my blankets into the side so they won't come off. I'm excited as fuck. I'm in a great mood. When I was out snowblowing, I felt deeply lonely on many levels. Lonely for affection on romantic levels, on platonic levels, on agape levels, on validation levels, on societal fulfillment levels, on feeling appreciated and valued levels, I was totally begging. I was totally at the mercy. I was not in the center of my own world. I was just gone. I was lost. And I was the false self, the mind and the emotions, with nothing to do but psychoanalysis. No, I am not in agreement with psychoanalysis. But I am too. But eventually, psychoanalysis is a wrong word because the word psych needs to be taken out of it. It needs to be called behavioral analysis. And eventually, psychoanalysis has to lead to meditation, or else it is just secular and political. And when you're going through psychoanalysis, which might be, and for me it was, a critical and necessary part of my journey to understand what the fuck happened, to get to the point where there's nothing else you can do, to your helplessness, to your surrender point where you do everything you can, and then there's nowhere else to turn but meditation. When you're right at the end of your rope, that's when meditation comes. When the psychoanalysis goes to its end point, which is nowhere. Which you can't just know that, I don't think. I mean, yeah, it took me 20 years to figure that out. of deep suffering. Of deep 12-hour-a-day suffering. Of obsessive searching for nothing else but what is causing my suffering. No other quest in my life. No other purpose in my life. What I thought was looking for my eternal lover was looking for why am I suffering. What I thought was looking for love and what is wrong with me and how do I be okay was my looking for consciousness, for a dimension that I hadn't felt before. When I found it, I was so happy. I guarded it like it was the only thing that mattered. If I couldn't keep it while I would eat, I wouldn't eat. I would wait till it would crystallize and then I would eat. If I wanted to go lay in the grass on a towel and suntan, but I couldn't keep it while going outside with the loud traffic and the heat of the sun, I wouldn't go outside. I would wait till it would crystallize and then I would go outside. And I would be laying there going, I still have it. I still have it. I still have it. It's still here. And then eventually I could go for a jog. And I'd say I could jog now and still have it. I could run. I remember the first time running. I'm running and I'm going, I still have it. I'm still meditating right now while I'm running. Osho says you find it with your eyes closed. And then you learn how to open your eyes and you keep it. Then you learn how to sweep and keep it. Then you learn how to brush your teeth and keep it. I found it in the flotation tank too. That helped me find it and crystallize it. To the isolation tank, which is closed down now, but we had a membership for the flotation tank, which I couldn't afford, but my mom got it for me. It was amazing. Just laying in the flotation tank. But after that, I realized I didn't need the flotation tank, and I would just lay in bed for an hour and a half, 2 hours even, eyes closed, get enough sleep, don't jack off, wear fucking blindfold, the binaural beats, get a good one, because everyone has a different frequency they like. There's alpha, beta, delta, and I liked the delta one. And I would just bliss out like in the flotation tank. Just let the consciousness rise. And then you're witnessing your mind, you're witnessing your emotions, and it's all entertainment, and it's different then because you're not invested in it. You're not subject to morality, which is the rules someone taught you. Your moral looseness is irrelevant in a sense, depending how you define it. Your morality is a symptom of your consciousness. And if you are not conscious, your morality is wrong regardless. If you are not conscious, everything you do is wrong. Everything you say is wrong, without exception. Every single one of your good deeds is irrelevant. Because it's coming from your mind, which isn't you. That was just taught to you by your culture, which isn't you. Taught to you by some thoughts floating by, which aren't you. Some foreign entities, some invaders that took over you, that inhabited you, that mind control you, that emotion control you. And what's your antidote going to be? You're going to force yourself to transcendental meditation and I am not a robot. I am not a robot. I am not a robot. I'm a good person. I give to charity. I help the old woman across the street. That means I'm a good person. No, it doesn't. You don't even know what a person is. You're an animal, aren't you? Aren't you only concerned with being a good person to cannibalize people? Because if you just hack them up and eat them, that gets you in prison. So instead, you're kind so that they're indebted to you, so that you have a good self-image, so that people like you, so that you can get your nut. Aren't you just a clever little weasel trying to get your nut? Aren't you trying to be a good person in order to get something you want? Aren't you calling yourself altruistic to get something you want? Isn't that the point of your good morality? That you have a sneaky way of cannibalizing people? And that's what you call being a good person? Because your whole morality is completely wrong? Because it's not even you? Your morality comes from your consciousness. Your consciousness is the universal wisdom that grows your body into the beautiful sculpture that it is, that makes the trees grow and the air flow and the planets form. It's way more intelligent than your mind. And your meditation connects you with that. And that's where your wisdom comes from, to have actual morality, to actually know what to do and what not to do. If you're just following a rule to be a good person, that's totally hypocritical. That's totally manipulative. And pity you. I mean, if you're not traumatized, do you ever figure it out? Did God separate us? Did God separate us? Did God make us suffer to make sure that we're not secular, that we're not political? Did God make us suffer so that we would find God, so that there would be no other answer, so that we would turn to God? Would we wish for that? For that catalyst that made us inquire, what is this? No matter how much pain we go through, it's worth it. Any amount of pain a man has to go through, it is worth it. Because the alternative is what? To be a dork? To make vegan cheese without a fermenting agent, to use lemon as if that replaces the fermentation or the culture or whatever it's called. I don't know if this is the same thing. Do you think I would rather be nutting inside that honey pot but lose my soul to do it? Ugh. Are you joking? Never. I would rather try to fuck my own ass. I would literally, like that Bam Margera song, try to bend my own dick, which I have tried literally, to fuck my own ass. I think I've seen a guy do it. I mean, what a learning experience. Is this a learning experience for me? I just talked to one of the hottest girls I've ever seen in my life. Barring her shoulders, okay, but her hips to waist ratio, it was so fucked that it would be literally physically impossible for her not to be short. It was like 22 by 48. Like, it was like fucking insane. She had no tits. You know, not that I'd bring that up, but you know, something has to account for her bad attitude. Wonder what it is. Hey, I don't care. Clearly you do. Okay, let's see if we can get Faith. Can you hear her barking? She growls at the other dog too. The other dog gets scared of her. They're sisters.